BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
Gosh, Ruth, I've had a rough night. I've been having some weird dreams, Sid.
Yeah, that's funny. I've been having some weird dreams as well. In the last dream, I came down to breakfast and you told me you were having some weird dreams.
There you are then. That one's called deja vu, Sid. You must have sixth sense. I've been reading about it. I'm genning up on alternative theories and views. The conventional government thinking at a time like this just isn't good enough.
It's actually cool I'm having you on, Hancock. It's all a load of baloney. Dreams and stuff, the supernatural, sixth sense, all superstitious nonsense. I thought you knew better.
Don't you believe it, Sid? There's some strange things happening at the moment. Look what happened to Boris.
Yeah, what happened to Boris?
You know what happened to Boris. He laughed at the coronavirus. He mocked it. Next thing, wallop, he went down with it. It almost took him to the other side.
What, you mean he nearly defected to the Labour Party?
Yes, very funny. Well, I heard Boris did go rather red, but I think that was his temperature. Nothing to do with the red flag and all that. No, there are supernatural forces at work. I've been going on a website that is very informative.
What website's that? Has it got its own internet? www or witches, warlocks and werewolves?
You can mock, but there's this fella called the Great Snidovsky, and the other is a lady called Clairvoyant. They are both sensitives and gurus. Remarkable people, Sid. Remarkable.
If they're that sensitive, you better make sure you don't upset them by saying anything rude then, Hancock. You know what you're like.
You can scoff, but I wouldn't dream of it. But as human beings, we need to know what the future holds for us, Sid. If in fact there is a future. It's no good relying on all these fly-by-night politicians and scientists. They keep changing their minds and contradicting one another. It's all piffle and waffle. What we need is the firm rock of truth, and it's only gurus and sages that can offer us that.
How do you know? What qualifications have those two got?
Well, on his website, Snidovsky says he's a graduate of Hogwarts. And clairvoyant comes from a long line of clairvoyance.
Well, that's a load of pony. Hogwarts is made up, isn't it?
The jury's out on that one, Sid. Some people say it's real and other people say it's fantasy. I think it's real. There's a hidden message in Harry Potter. Don't go to a school where they make you fly around on broomsticks.
Why all the sudden interest in the occult then, Hancock?
I'm scared, Sid. I don't want to die. But if I'm going to die, I want to know when, where, and will it hurt a hell of a lot. There's a lot going on we don't know about, Sid.
Of course it's going to hurt. It's bound to. It's just a question of how much, isn't it?
How do you know? How do you know? If you know a bullet's coming, you might be able to dodge it. Have you got the gift of second sight, Sir James? No. I wouldn't ask you to make a cup of tea, let alone predict anything with any accuracy. Come to think of it, I could do with a cup of tea.
You don't have to be a wizard or a warlock to know death hurts a bit, Hancock.
Yes, I know, but what I don't know is how much it will hurt. I'm going to contact the Great Snidovsky and Clairvoyant.
So how are you planning to contact them? Using a Ouija board?
Don't be silly, of course not, they're not dead. Your Ouija boards are used to contact the dead, although I expect they carry one with them in case they need to make a quick call to the other side. They've got a little electronic pocket Ouija board on their mobile phones. Please may I speak to Clairvoyant?
To whom am I speaking? The living or the dead?
Last time I checked it was living, but that could be temporary, madam. Yes, I'm Anthony Hancock. I'm a follower of yours on the internet. I'd like you to give me some good personal counselling and guidance.
Why, of course, Mr. Hancock. I'll book you in. That's 23 Railway Cuttings, Friday the 8th, 4:30. Make a note for your diary.
Yes, that would be most satisfactory. But how did you know it was Railway Cuttings? That's quite remarkable.
Clairvoyant by name, Mr. Hancock, clairvoyant by nature. I have these abilities, you know, gifts from higher powers.
And could you perhaps bring the Great Snidovsky? I'd like a second opinion. I'm prepared to pay for both of your services, of course.
Yes, of course I will. But you won't need a second opinion, Mr. Hancock. Second sight, perhaps. But the Great Snidovsky and myself, we always agree. There's only one answer, Mr. Hancock. The truth. Truth.
Indeed, indeed. I don't doubt either of you. Not for 1 minute. Sid, 23 Railway Cuttings. Miss Clairvoyant knew my address without me telling her.
Nah, she probably watches Hancock's half hour. So you're going to have a séance, are you?
We might well do, Sid. If we're not ready to join the spirit world, why not let them join us? There might well be a crystal ball, tea leaf readings, that should suit you, tarot cards, dowsing. I'm open to everything. I just want to know what's in store for me before it's too late. Do I go down with the coronavirus or do I not?
What do you want to know about dowsing for?
Well, by coincidence, I lost my watch last week. They might be able to find it, Sid. They're good with that sort of thing. Water, metal, that sort of stuff. They'll find it for you. The afterlife is one big lost property department, apparently.
I think I'll come along as well. There's a few things I'd like to know.
So you'd like to speak to your late Aunt Rose or Uncle Roger or your Mum Elsie, Sid?
No, I'd like to know the winner of the Grand National for the next 10 years.
I'm the great Snidowski. You don't have to prostrate yourself. It's all right. A humble bow will do.
Snidowski, I've been looking forward to this moment for ages. I've seen your picture on the website. You look even more magnificent in the flesh. I'm honoured to have a Grand Master of the Occult enter my humble abode.
Yes, it is quite humble, isn't it? I'm more at home in the palace. I performed for the Prince Edward, Prince of Wales, Duke of York and the ambassadors.
Well, I am truly impressed, great Snidowski. You performed in front of all those great people.
No, not people. The theatres. Prince of Wales Theatre, Duke of York Theatre. I don't know the people. I entertain the herd, the common man. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
Mr. Hancock wants to know the truth, oh great one.
Are you ready for the truth, though, Mr. Hancock? Many seek the truth, but not many people have the courage to face up to it when it arrives like the clappers. One has to be quite cautious to break the truth gently to the novice. Remember, I am the Hierophant, and you are a mere sycophant. What do you seek to know? Remember, knowledge can be a dangerous thing.
You're an elephant? No, am I going to die of coronavirus, oh great one?
Yes, and it's not elephant, it's Hierophant.
Ah, I'm too young to die.
I thought you were going to let him down gently, mate.
There is also much value in getting straight to the point, Mr. James. It's all in the cards. I've seen the death card. It's not our fault.
This can't be true. When is it going to happen? I'll have to get me affairs in order. There's the coffin to buy. Sid James to evict.
Tuesday, 28th of May, 1:30.
How do you know? You could have given me a bit more notice. How can you be so precise?
Well, I'm certain about a month and time, but I'm having trouble finding out what year it is.
Yeah, and Hancock, you could have given me a bit more notice and all.
There, I already had a note in my diary. Look, it's written in the stars. It's already happened. Wait a minute, it's coming through. Yes, 2020, it's this year.
Truth, you've already penciled me in. Today, Hancock dies. You haven't booked me funeral as well, have you?
Not I, Mr. Hancock. There is a higher authority than me. I am but an humble servant, passing on good news and bad.
Are you trying to tell me God told you I was going to die?
No, it was Clairvoyant, my secretary. She penciled you in. She's very thorough. Yes, you've had it. You've got 26 days, and that's your lot. Count every grain of sand in the egg timer of life, Mr. Hancock, as if it was your last.
Egg timer? I don't think we've got one. Is there anything else I can do? Surely there must be something. How can I save myself?
Well, we do a will writing service, Mr. Hancock, and we can supply an egg timer. It's the least we can do. It'll help you keep track of the seconds you've got left.
No, I've changed my mind. I don't want to know. I was quite happy listening to Boris Johnson, Professor Chris Whitty and that lot. At least they don't tell you when your time is up. You've scared the living daylights out of me.
I know, Mr. Hancock. We'll have a séance to put your mind at rest, and you can ask some of the greatest minds of history if we are telling the truth. That may make you feel a bit more comfortable. Mr. Hancock, Mr. James, are you ready?
Ah, I sense an unbeliever amongst us. Who is it?
It must be Sid James. He doesn't believe in anything but booze and fags.
Shh! Who is it? Who has come from the other side to speak to us? Oh!
It's Bonnie Prince Charlie. What you want?
We want to know about Mr. Hancock here. When is he going to die of coronavirus?
What in God's name is coronavirus? I was wenching down Sauchiehall Street, and you summoned me to listen to a load of haver?
Coronavirus is our term for the plague, Prince Charlie. We have a new plague, and everyone is dying.
Well, let me see. That miserable numpty there, a Mr. Hancock, you say. 23 railway cuttings. Yes, I can see him. He's looking a bit under the weather, poor wretch.
Yes, that's him.
He snuffs it on May the 27th. It's a Monday. He'll be over this side in May. I'll keep a seat warm for him.
Are you certain?
No, wait a moment. I've got last year's calendar. He'll be dead on May the 28th. That's a Tuesday. Tell him that will be a date then. A date with death.
Good. Oh, thank you, Bonnie Prince Charlie. Always the most reliable contact from the other side.
What do you mean, good? I don't know why you're so pleased. That's it then. I've had it. Isn't there anyone else on the other side you can ask?
Hang on, give us a minute. I'm going. Someone else wants to speak to you. It's Albert Einstein.
Ah, good. At last, a scientific opinion. He's going to give it to me straight. Now, if he was in the Tory government, I wouldn't have had to ask anyone else, would I?
You have interrupted my studies. What do you want?
This gentleman here wants to know when he's going to die.
Well, let me see. I will do a quick calculation on the blackboard. It could be May the 28th or May the 29th or May the 30th. I can only give you a rough idea.
It is all relative, after all.
Oh, well, I suppose that's it then. Old Albert's a bit vague though, isn't he? I expected a bit more from a man who invented the speed of light. Well, I suppose I know now, and I can go and get prepared for this fateful day. It's strangely comforting. I'll write my own obituary.
Are you all right, Great Snidowski? You're looking a bit pale.
Oh, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Have you got some Lemsip or something?
Shame about the great Snidowski, Sid. Nice man, very helpful.
Yeah, he was too young to die, wasn't he? Shame he had to go before his time. The good thing is, you're still here, aren't you, Hancock?
Yes, May the 28th has come and gone. It looks like it was mumbo-jumbo after all. You were right, Sid. I'll stick with the government's coronavirus briefings from now on. Good, honest, scientific guesswork. That's what we want. There'll be no more meddling with the occult for me. Hang on, I have some more information for you, Mr. Hancock.
Drinking disinfectant will kill the coronavirus.